So this is the new vivo V60, and the next time anybody asks me,
Irshad, what's the best camera phone under 40,000 rupees?
I can tell them, have you considered the vivo V60? Yep, it's pretty good. But I know that a lot of you are wondering, is it just a one-trick pony? Has Vivo finally exhausted that catchment of Snapdragon 7 Gen 3s that it has lying around? And is it really a great option under 40,000 rupees? Well, I'll tell you all of that in this video. Stay tuned with me till the end. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm Irshad. This is Trakin Tech English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. So, I absolutely love the new look of the vivo V60, especially in this auspicious gold color. It's got a premium frosted glass back, and when the light hits it just right, it kind of shines. And it doesn't shine in a flashy way, it shines in sort of like this subtle, elegant way, which I kind of appreciate. And easily, this is my favorite V series design till date. But you also get two other color options, that's moonlit blue and mist grey. But note that the mist grey color actually comes with a polycarbonate back. So if you do end up buying the V60, I would suggest picking the auspicious gold or the moonlit blue instead. Now, one thing to note about the V60 is that the frame is actually made of plastic, but the in-hand feel is very good because Vivo has managed to keep it just 7.5 millimeters thick despite packing a large 6500 mAh battery inside. And the weight is about 203 grams, which is like a really nice size. It feels dense, slim, and very comfortable to hold. And by the way, this 6500 mAh battery doesn't use silicon carbon technology, it actually uses lithium ion. And with lithium ion, Vivo's managed to do this. What's your excuse, Samsung? Now, as for durability, what you get is diamond shield glass, which is basically short sensation core. And one thing that I've noticed with short sensation glass in general, not just on Vivo phones, but also on iQOO phones, is that they don't scratch very easily. But more importantly, you get IP68 and IP69 rating support. But it's not just any regular IP69 rating. Vivo says that you can actually take it to underwater for 1.5 meters depth and for 120-minute duration. I haven't heard such numbers before. This is the very first time that somebody is claiming such numbers. I think we should test it out. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Plus, you also get a color-matched silicone case inside the box. There's a pre-applied screen protector on the top of the phone. There's a charger and a cable as well. All of this makes the unboxing experience delightful, and Vivo does know how to pamper its offline audience. I must say that. Just like how we like to pamper our audience with the awesome videos that we keep putting up. So if you like the kind of content that we do, hit that subscribe button and give us your support. Now, the ports and buttons are your standard fare. It's USB 2.0 at the bottom. There's no USB 3.1. You get stereo speakers, an IR blaster, and a dual nano SIM card slot as well. And that concludes the design portion of this video. Now, here's the big update that we were all waiting for. Vivo has finally ditched the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 it has used in the previous 3 generations of Vivo V series phones. And now the V60 comes with the Snapdragon 7 Gen 4, which is definitely an upgrade for sure, but it is still paired to an LPDDR4X RAM type and UFS 2.2 storage. There's no UFS 3.1 support. By the way, the phone comes in 4 variants. You get 8 128GB, 8 256GB, 12 256GB, and 16 512GB variants. So how's the 7 Gen 4? First, we ran our benchmarks and it performed fairly well. So in Antutu, we got around 9.8 lakhs, but you can expect over 1 million in the higher end variants. And in our 40-thread 30-minute CPU throttle test, there was no throttling detected, which is insane. In 3D Mark wireless test, we got around 99% GPU stability with the temperatures not crossing 40 degrees, which is also pretty good. Now, of course, we also tried playing some games. Now, BGMI runs at 60 FPS currently. Maybe there could be an update in the future that could enable 90 FPS support, and COD Mobile runs at 90 FPS. Now, of course, to actually test the gaming performance, we played Genshin Impact at highest graphics and a target 60 FPS, and we got about 51.4 FPS, and the temps also reached 41 degrees only, which means that thermal efficiency is good and the performance has been actually tuned well, not just for everyday performance, but also for fairly sustained gaming performance as well. So overall, the 7 Gen 4 is a pretty dependable chipset for everyday usage and some light gaming as well. But if you want a phone that is the absolute best for gaming, there are other options in this price range. As for the network support, there is support for 11 5G bands, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.4, and finally, even NFC support has been added to the V60, which I'm really glad about. Now, the battery, like I mentioned, is a 6500 mAh lithium-ion battery, which is definitely an upgrade from the V50. And the phone also supports 90-watt charging speeds with the charger inside the box, and this charger takes about 52 to 54 minutes to charge the phone from 0 to 100%. Now, unfortunately, I haven't had a time to run like multiple battery runs to figure out how the battery life actually is, but considering Vivo's algorithm is generally good for battery performance, I expect it to give you at least 7+ hours of screen on time. Now, with the Vivo V60, I would say that Vivo has definitely upgraded the camera experience from the Vivo V50. Now, I say experience because it's a combination of the hardware, the features, and the algorithm that you have on the phone. Now, talking about the hardware, you get a 50 megapixel Sony IMX766 primary camera, you get an 8 megapixel ultra wide. Yes, that's down from the 50 MP one that you got with the Vivo V50. But an addition to the V60 is the new 50 megapixel Sony IMX882 3x telephoto camera. And at the front, again, you get a 50 megapixel Samsung JN1 selfie camera as well. Now, of course, I'll talk about the picture quality, but before that, there are a lot of awesome features that Vivo has introduced. The first thing that I want to highlight is something called wedding vlog. Remember how Vivo introduced the wedding photography mode? Now there is similarly something called wedding vlog now. So you take a bunch of video footages, and then it stitches or uses AI to actually stitch a wedding vlog video for you. So the next time somebody is getting married, I think the V60 could make a great gift. Now, apart from that, you have the Zeiss collaboration, so you get all of the awesome Zeiss portrait lenses. Then there's also the stage mode. Now, with this mode, if you are at a concert and if you want to capture the artist in motion, then the stage mode actually does come in handy, especially with enhanced zoom performance and AI that is, used to enhance it. Then there's the film camera mode that lets you choose between different filters. And there's one mode in which you can actually change the seasons that you're in. There are 4 seasons that you can cycle between, and it changes the background. Looks kind of cool. Was introduced with the X200 FE. You also get that with the V60. All right, now let's talk about the camera performance, because I am genuinely impressed, especially for photography. So the primary sensor captures highly detailed shots in both daylight and low light. And since it's a Vivo phone with Zeiss lenses, you get the signature color modes. So my favorite is, of course, the Zeiss natural color mode, which is close to real life. You also get Zeiss vivid and the Zeiss textured modes. Now, when you're shooting people, the skin tones are excellent, just as expected from Vivo. The HDR processing is also spot on, whether it's from the primary, the ultra wide, or the selfie camera. It's just pretty good. Now, we also tested the portraits, and you get 5 different focal lengths ranging from 23mm to 100mm. And the portrait quality, I don't even have to say this. Vivo has the best portrait mode across any smartphone camera that I've tested, with excellent edge detection, semantic segmentation, and of course, beautifully gorgeous bokeh drop-off as well. Every individual strand of hair, the phone's algorithm manages to capture it and cut it out. By the way, there are also Zeiss multifocal portraits, which is standard at this point, and it looks very good. Now, since this phone has a 3x telephoto lens, the zoom quality is fantastic. Not just at 3x, but even at 10x. And that's how the stage mode comes in handy, actually. Now, even in low light, the V60's images are pretty impressive. And if you feel the need for more light, then there's aura light as well, which basically adjusts the temperature of the flash depending on the environment by automatically identifying the color temperature. So Vivo's got you covered there as well. Now, talking about ultra wide, the 8 megapixel ultra wide is okay in daylight for sure, but the selfie camera performance is really, really good. I really like the selfies that you can get with the V60. Now, as for the video recording quality, you can shoot at 4K 30 FPS with the primary, telephoto, and selfie cameras, whereas the ultra wide is limited to 1080p 30 FPS, which is fine. That said, the video quality, the audio recording, and the stabilization, even at 4K 30 FPS, is pretty solid. But yes, there is no 4K 60 FPS, so keep that in mind.
So yeah, it can shoot at 4K 30 FPS only. There's no 60 FPS. So you guys let me know how's the video quality, video stabilization, and audio quality.
So overall, with whatever time I've spent with the V60, I am super impressed with the camera algorithm. Now, of course, a phone like the V60 deserves a good display, and of course, Vivo has delivered with it. Now, the V60 comes with a 6.77-inch quad curved AMOLED display. Now, this is a Full HD panel. Of course, a 1.5K resolution would have been nice, but in daily usage, you won't really be able to tell the difference. As for the rest of the specs, you've got 120Hz refresh rate, 2160Hz PWM dimming, 1500 nits in HBM mode, and 5000 nits in HDR mode. So the color tuning on Vivo displays is generally very, very good, especially the original Pro Color mode. You do get very good color accuracy, and you can trust the display for if you're doing some edits on the display itself. You also do get HDR support on both YouTube and Netflix, thankfully, which is nice. The stereo speakers are fairly loud and clear as well, which is good, but the haptic feedback tuning could definitely have been better. I mean, it's got fairly decent vibration feedback, but I've tested other phones in this price range that do better. Now, I can still live with this, but you do not get support for Bluetooth high-res codecs like LHDC and LDAC, so the audiophile in me is like, Now, alright, now talking about the software, what Vivo runs, of course, is FunTouchOS 15 based on Android 15. But this time Vivo is promising one extra year of updates. In fact, what you get is 4 plus 6 years of update promise from Vivo. By the way, you do get a few pre-installed apps that you might want to uninstall, and you also have the lock screen poster feature which you might want to disable. As for features, you get the usual FunTouchOS stuff, split screen, floating windows, smart sidebar, small window mode, all of that's there. But what's more interesting are of course AI features, because that is what everybody cares about now. Now with AI, what you get is Smart Call Assistant, which supports 7 languages. There's AI Smart Captions, which supports 20 languages. And inside the Albums app, you also get tools like AI Eraser, AI Reflection Remover, AI Image Expander, and AI Magic Move. And of course, you've got your Google AI integrations like Circle to Search and Gemini support as well. Functionally, the FunTouchOS 15 is fine, but the design definitely needs an overhaul, something that I've been saying over and over again. Hopefully that'll happen with FunTouchOS 16, which will definitely come to the V60 for sure, considering Vivo's promised it. Now, there's a clear focus that Vivo has with the V series, and that is design and camera. Now, do you know why that is the case? Because these are the two most important parameters for any offline buyer. The moment they enter the store, they take a look at the phone, they're like, I like the design. And then they open up the camera app, I like the photos. And if Vivo wins both of these battles, then that's half the battle won. And especially when you take a look at the V60, then it excels in these two parameters. And of course, you get a very good display, a large battery with fast charging speeds. And thankfully, Vivo has also upgraded the performance this year. And as for the software experience, yes, it might not be the most premium experience, but Vivo's also promising 4 years of updates, which is definitely a good thing. And Vivo's track record has been good too. So overall, I feel like the Vivo V60 is like a good option for a phone under 40,000 rupees, and especially for somebody who's looking at a camera specific phone under 40,000 rupees, because it did impress me with the camera performance. All right, so what do you guys think of the V60? Do you guys want like a detailed comparison / review of the phone with any other phones? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.